All right, let's get started. It's time.
Do it. So let's get started. Let's just talk about kickoff. What is a kickoff, right? I hope everybody's watching.
It's what's happening when you first get into the game, or right after a goal is scored. It's what sets the pace for the start of the possession or the play, and it's super important to get an early advantage.
Exactly. It is like one of the most important things in ones, and if not in twos as well, because if you're just getting possession right off kickoff in ones or twos, you're pretty much just like at a higher level, you should be scoring. If you get that first possession, you pretty much should just be scoring if you're making a good play, right? So we're going to talk about ways to like maintain possession and get possession off kickoff, ways to just improve our kickoff so we're winning it and getting possession, because what do we want off kickoff, right? Possession or straight up goal, but possession, right?
Possession or pressure.
Exactly. So it's like, what can we do to give us that pressure, to give us that possession, right? There's so many different things that go into kickoffs. So
when we're doing three main ways of attaining pressure or possession, right? You can win the kickoff and be able to follow it up, right? That's pressure. You can kill the ball and get possession, or you can lose it and get possession to the back corner, right? And there are different times when you want to do each different thing. I'll let Beans talk more on that since he's more of a twos main.
I mean, kickoff is just like it. There's so many things you can do. Obviously, all you guys are familiar with like the lose it back left, right? Where lose it back left or right, where one guy's here and the other guy is like around here and calls for back left, and then the ball gets hit back left. And then you just get a free ball. You can make a play, right? I do it all the time, and everybody always sees me do it, and I go high from it, right? That's so important for like that early possession / advantage, because if you're just getting like a free play on somebody, like more often than not, you're just going to be scoring it, right? And it's just, man, I really can't like say how like important it is, dude. It's just so like absolutely important that you're getting like good kickoffs and stuff. Because when you're losing kickoffs, what happens, right? You're getting absolute pressure. No, not every time, right? But you're forcing your teammate to make these like absurdly difficult saves or get in these absurd like positions, because it's like, well, the ball's just awkward now, right? Like you guys see it all the time. Your teammate gets absolutely smoked to kickoff and you miss. Whose fault is it? It's the guy on kickoff's fault, bro.
Kickoff, yeah.
It is the guy on kickoff, right? So we don't want to be that guy on kickoff, right?
Yeah. Okay. First, let's get into winning it and why you'd want to win the kickoff. So, what is considered winning the kickoff? What would you say?
Getting possession off the kickoff, right?
Yes. But by winning,
or it going in their net, but that's like unlikely that it just goes in nets, right? But basically, like when you win the kickoff, you get possession off of it, or you lose possession to your teammate. So there's like a bunch of different ways that can go into it, because I would count that as like winning the kickoff as well. You just get possession off of it. But when people think of winning, they think of like, oh, you slightly push the kickoff. Yeah, you slightly push the kickoff past your opponent, right? So the ball is like centered, and then you kind of win it like that, right? And you can do like a couple things. You can take it to the mid, you can take it back, you can take it up. There's a bunch of different things you can do, right? But that option that we need from that is to win the kickoff, right? So it's such an important thing.
When you'd want to win the kickoff is probably if you notice them hard shooting a lot, or your teammate is very fast on follow-ups, right? If you're winning the kickoff, then it's easy to create pressure instantly off the kickoff. Now, if you notice them,
it's so important, man.
Trying to lose it to back corner, right? Same thing we want to do, right? Losing it to keep possession of the kickoff. We probably don't want to win it, so that's playing into what they want, not into what we want. Giving them possession.
Kickoff is just, man, winning. Like let's go into losing the kickoff as well, since we're kind of on that already. Obviously the losing back left, back right. Why do you want to lose kickoff, right? And it's for the exact same reasons as before. You can just make plays. You have the fake kickoffs you can do from there. So many different things. I'm sure you guys have all seen those, right? But for people that you wanna pull up the examples of them.
Sure.
Okay, so right here we have the back corner, right? And let's like actually look at why this is important. So what do I get off of this, right? A free play. And I kind of have to get it over the guy. That's one of the downsides of this is sometimes the guy will like fall into it. You guys can see my mouse, right? I'm not gonna bother pulling up Epic Pin for this, but the guy will just kind of fall towards it and then try to like dunk you or make a play, which is the right play, right? But it's so annoying when that happens. A way to get around that more is to lose it harder. But when we lose it harder, it can risk like having a rough balance or doing anything in these corners, right? Which you guys have all seen it where you're in houses or something with me and I'm like, lose it back left. And then you lose it like the worst way back left. Like you lose it straight to the wall and then it's just so awkward. Like, what can you do, right? So see how he goes so far out of it? A lot of people will just come in and they'll just be so awkward with it. Like they'll try to like hit it really hard right here instead of letting the guy hit it into you so it glides, right? So why this is important though is I just get the free play, right? Literally, I just get a free ball. And most of the time I'm scoring. Like I probably scored off that or made like such a pressure play for Othos to just get boost and then turn mid. And it's just such an effective way. I'm sure you guys have all seen this. This is the fake kickoff, right? So when you're last man for the fake kickoff, you don't want to sit there and just when you're doing the fake as last, right? You're trying to get them to buy it. You know what I mean? You need them to believe that you're faking it or however, right? Or that you don't want to be a second man. You don't want to just sit there and wait for them to pass it at your net because that's a dead giveaway. And any higher level player is going to read that and they're just going to shoot it or take possession off of it, right? So you kind of want to move around, maybe flip. I usually like flip, just like a soft flip forward or something like that, right? And then you can make a play off of it. But once again, we just get a free possession here. Thank you, Boyd Artie and Dead Guy, who are paid actors in this, by the way.
This is something you absolutely want to use very sparingly because it is extremely readable.
Yeah, that's why we have to do the thing. But even so, right, it's never perfect. But I get a free passing play here, and it's just a free goal. Sometimes, like obviously the paid actors, right? But that's like how it should be going.
So
I don't like this
one. Okay, this one is only viable if you're in a low rank where they're not speed flipping. This is basically what the fastest kickoff looks like if you're not speed flipping for the ball. Right, diagonal flip while boosting through. Right, or towards the tail end.
Now you can see with this, right, is like the slight delay that just ends up him winning the kickoff, right? Because I'm there about an hour before him, but because it has that slight delay, I end up hitting it into him. And we'll go over that much more in depth about like how to win, like the actual like physics of the kickoff as you're like touching the ball, right? We'll go over that later. But you can see I hit it into him and he ends up winning the kickoff, even though I'm there much earlier.
And that's not gonna happen every time with this kickoff. It's slower. Again,
it's very inconsistent.
You should really be using if you can't speed flip yet. It's like the next best thing.
Everybody knows the Spanish, infamous. Everybody hates it. Literally, you just drive up, fake like you're gonna hit it, and then you demo the last guy. Super effective play. But usually it only works like once a game. Like you're probably not gonna get more opportunities for it than just the one, right? Because once you do it, they're on the lookout for it. So they're either gonna stop cheating, they're gonna go to the corners, or they're gonna fake it themselves and do some wonky shit, right? I've had so many times in game where people like we both go for Spanish, So to do it, literally, you just drive up, fake like you're gonna go, and then you demo. It's easy as that, right? The guy who's cheating, which I wish we could see this from my perspective, but literally, I fake flip like I'm gonna go for it, like I'm gonna cheat up, and then the guy will just end up hitting it to me. And let's say the guy doesn't hit it to where I can just score it or it's awkward. At the end of the day, you're still going to be getting the ball to like control. You'll still be getting possession. You could probably take it to either your corner or another corner and make a play off of it, right? You get possession, which is once again the main thing, right? So everybody knows it. Basic speed flip kickoff. Literally, it's fastest kickoff in the game. You should be learning this, and you should be doing this all the time, right? Speed flip is just so effective. We'll go over a little more about like how to like 50 the ball, like where we get to these interactions later. We'll go over that later. But main thing, you should be doing this kickoff if you're not already doing it, right?
This is wave dash. Again, another alternative to the speed flip if you can't do it yet. Why don't you want speed flip? Just do that one. Like there's no reason to do anything else. But these are some other alternatives if you just can't do it yet, or you're in the process of learning it and you need something to hold you over in the meantime.
Now, this is this is another example of how like delaying it can end up with you losing it, right? Because on this one specifically, I just like hard dunk his side, which can happen. It depends, right? But those are just a couple good examples of just like all the different like kickoffs we have, right? So
And there are ways you can like if you see them coming towards you, you can read their name tag and which way it's going to see which side they're trying to win the ball off of, and you can like win or lose it to the side you want based on that. That's probably more of an experience thing than like a learn thing.
there's a lot of different like ideas and stuff behind kickoffs, but my favorite is probably the back left because I just get that free like solo mech play, right? Now, when should you do that? You can pretty much do that consistently every time if you do it the right way, right? So the way I like to do it is I do a fake cheat and I go back left, right? Because you guys will see me do it all the time in game, and you guys start, you know, covering it. You start figuring out like, oh, I can do the kickoff in a way that I'm not going to lose him the ball, right? So when I call back left, right? So somebody will be doing the kickoff from like from here, right? And they'll try to lose it, you know what I mean? And then it'll go into the corner. I'll be like here. So this is me on the cheat. The guy's right there in the kickoff, right? So I'll do something like this, right? And then I'll instantly turn back and go to the corner, and then the ball will just come to me. That's the idea behind it, right?
Yes.
And it's the same idea. Yeah, it's the same idea with like the fake kickoffs where it's like, oh, well, that guy's just sitting here AFK. Obviously, they're faking the kickoff, right? So it's like you don't just want to sit here and just like, you know, kind of forward reverse while the dude's hitting it to you. You want to kind of and then make it just like try to sell it, right? But when you do this like fake cheat, go left, you kind of have to go up a little bit, right? So you're kind of sacrificing like a much better like angle on the ball, right? For this like almost guarantee that it works. So very important like little tangent I went on there about like the selling it, right? But that's another good example to show you guys. Because as you get to higher levels, this stuff isn't gonna work unless you like do it like perfect. You know what I mean? Obviously, there's like a little room for error, but not a lot. Say for example, we're on the fake kickoff, right? And the ball is being sent like this, and the dude's top left, right? You or up left on the mid boost. You can play this like a bunch of different ways, right? And let's remember, just because we're doing the fake kickoff does not mean we have to pass to the dude up there, right? Now, if we have it, it is the better option, okay? But let's say we get like a really awkward one, and it's like, oh, we can't really take a good pass like that. Like that's a really good pass, but let's say we get like, you know, like the ball's kind of coming at us awkwardly, or it's like too far to the side or something, right? Then let's see if I can get it to kind of do awkward. Like let's say it's like coming awkwardly, or they like shoot it, right? It's good to sit there and take control too, and just take it to your corner. You don't have to sit there and force that pass out if it's going to be a bad pass, right? Now your teammate might sit there and look at you, especially if it's me, and be like, bro, what are you doing? Pass the ball to me. But as long as in your mind it's like, this is the better option. I didn't have a pass to him, and if I do try to go for the pass, it ends up with me just throwing it away. So it'd be better for me to just sit there and control it, right? Then, you know, you can make that executive decision. But if you can get the pass is optimal.
Yeah, that's the same with a lot of these methods. Is the best option isn't always going to be available, so don't feel bad going for the second best.
Yeah, literally.
Same with the Spanish. Sometimes you can't always shoot it. Right, just
exactly
is going to be effective too. You'll still get a free possession off of it.
And the dude will be rotating. Yeah, exactly. He'll be rotating back with low boost. The other guy will spawn with like 30. He'll probably get 100, but he's going to be out of position for the entire thing. Like, think about what a good advantage that is, to just get the ball, right? And especially right off kickoff where everybody's super like awkward and, you know, low boost. There's a specific way. Yeah, exactly. Like they're not in the flow of it yet. It's kind of like a full reset for the lobby, and you can just be weird. You're the kickoffer, right? And you're left, back left or right. The guy's losing it to you. What can we do with the ball, right? So we need to like open up our eyes and have better awareness, right? I'm sure a lot of you guys like see this. Like you guys need to pay attention to the play better. Like you don't know what's really going on half the time, right? So there's a lot of, and that's not me roasting you, but let's say for example I lose it back left, right? So the ball goes that way. And then I'm gonna be, as the kickoffer, I'm gonna be rotating instantly this way to get boost, right? So I'm losing it to my teammate, and then I'm rotating, coming back, and then the guy is gonna get the ball for free. So our teammate is up there, right? He's at the mid right boost. Now we can, if we're receiving a ball here, go for a pass too if we want. You know, we could make a play like that, because most likely the dude on kickoff is going to be rotating like this, and he's going to turn, see that you have a free ball, and then he's not going to just dive you, right? Because you have a free ball. You can just outplay him, and then he's going to start rotating back, and then the other guy's going to be out of the play. So you're going to have a free play pretty much, right?
Yep. To build off that, there's two ways to if you're the person going for kickoff who's losing it to the back corner, there's two ways to support your teammate. Which is the most important thing, right? Support your teammate to help make the play happen. You can go up for a pass and be an outlet for them, or you can rotate behind them and cover, you know, their worst case.
Yeah, especially if they solo play, you're gonna be if they go for the solo play, you're obviously just rotating straight behind. But yeah, let's say like I just get the ball for free. Give me a pass. Well, whatever. Same thing. I get the ball for free. I can just make a play off this, right? I don't have to just solo it. I can pass it. I can also just sit here and try to bait this kid in if he like comes close. So you know what the downside of it is, the kid will come in and so let's say I'm the opponent and you guys are trying to lose it back left. What happens a lot is just like that, right? And then the dude will just come in, but he'll be out of boost and he'll try to just dunk you. It'll happen all the time. Now the downside of that dunk there is that for one, you're kind of throwing yourself in as last man and leaving your opponent if you don't get that dunk, right? It's very high risk, high reward though, because if you dunk him, maybe you just get the goal, right? But as the dude doing the kickoff, trying to receive the possession, right? Whenever you see that kid coming to dunk you, you can stare and just like let him. Because who's going to be there to follow it up, right? Not the other guy, because he's going to see his teammate, right? So if you just sit here and let this ball come to you, well, please come to me. Just let it come to you, and then the guy will just come in and you just take a 50. You can just get a free ball, or you can get the early chip around him, right? It depends on how confident you are in that read, but that is an important aspect, is just getting around that first dude, because then you have an open space to just outplay the last guy. It's pretty much a confirmed goal if you have been playing ones.
We've been talking about the theory of kickoffs. Nothing mechanical yet has been talked about. This is all just what to do in these different situations, right?
Yeah.
Now, how do we prepare for the kickoff going wrong? Right.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about the one that probably goes wrong the most. The Spanish. So, man, when the Spanish goes wrong, most of the time the ball is just going to be coming at you, and the guy doesn't get the demo. So let's just talk about it from that perspective. You get the ball, the guy doesn't get the demo. So what ends up happening is this: you throw the ball away. Well, the guy got the demo, right? So he just gets a free save, and you threw away possession. Right. Now, maybe your teammate gets the bump, you know, maybe not. That's like best case, he gets the bump. But worst case, which is what we're talking about, you throw away the ball, you tap it to him, he gets a free save, and he controls the ball. And, you know, that sucks. So whenever you see your teammate not getting the demo and you're getting the ball, you can sit here and just take it to the corner and just make a play. It doesn't matter what you do, but you can just sit there and keep possession, you know? You don't need to sit there and still force the shot out when the dude's not dead, because at the end of the day, you're just giving him the ball for free. Now let's go even further, right? Let's say they read the Spanish, and what's going to happen is this ball is going to shoot at you just like that. So maybe they're going to most likely take a better shot, right? But what happens when you read the Spanish is they do this. They don't flip, because they're recognizing that you're going for the Spanish, and then they're going to try to make a play off you, right? So you have to sit there and make that save, and then probably make a follow-up save, because the other guy who is cheating is going to have enough boost to just come up with him and then attack you, right? So that's like the kind of the risk with the Spanish, is that you're about to get like swarmed. So keep in mind that as you're going for it, you should really only be doing Spanishes when you're like, you have like a comfortable lead, like maybe like 1 or like 2, 3 goals.
Or you're down and desperate. Like,
yeah, exactly. Or you're down and desperate. Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't just go for Spanish like randomly. I would like try to use it at like key times. And definitely don't spam it. Yeah, you only really get like one good one a game. But
now here's something I want to talk about really quick. Same area of failed kickoffs, but I feel like the hard cheat that people do kind of sets them up for failure, because it's great when it
I
works. But
agree.
if it fails, it's so bad.
Yeah, I hate it. I hate
Like
when people
it's
do
way
it.
too high risk, way too low reward. Like I feel like boosting when you're cheating is kind of insane.
No, I mean, like I kind of just hit like a little tap boost a
Yes,
little bit. You know what I'm saying?
that's I feel like that's a reasonable amount. Most consistent thing to do off the ball while in solo Q2s during kickoff. Cheat. Yeah, don't hard cheat. Don't hard cheat. Soft cheating's fine. Hard cheating's okay if you're in comms and you know they're gonna win it and to what side they're gonna win it to, right? So that's another thing we can talk about for a while. But if you're in comms with your teammate and you know they're good, soft cheat, yeah, soft cheat for sure in solo queue. It's the safest option. Or going for boost is risky in solo Q2s only because if they don't lose it correctly, the other team counters it with like a hard cheat, you're just in a 1v2 and you're gonna get scored on like 80% of the time. But only time you should hard cheat is if you're in comms with your teammate and you know that they're gonna win it to a certain direction. Like if they say they hard win left side, hard cheat left, get there faster. Could be a goal, but again, it's very risky, even if you're in comms. Any other questions about that before we move on? Opposite spawn. So opposite spawn is actually very weird because there's not much you can do from there. You can't do any like tricky tactics. You have to you can either go for back corner, but it's really hard for them to lose it to you, so it's kind of useless. I'd say just do a diagonal flip towards the middle pad and cheat like that. That's what I do. Like just diagonal flip straight. It'd be straight left to the middle pad. Exactly. Every position gets to the same soft cheat mid zone. Okay, so the K Corp in kickoff strats, we're not K Corp. We're not. They can do whatever they want. Biggest advice: watch pros. They're better than us, but don't try to emulate pros because we're not that good yet. Their game is different than our game.
Okay. So I like just like a little soft cheat. You know, I just hit like a little.
The only reason you should do it is if you're in comms with your teammate and you know they're gonna hard win it to a certain direction.
Yeah, literally. So like, let's say for example, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna win it left. It'll kind of go like that, and then the guy hard cheats left.
Just like he commits. If you're gonna go for this, you have to commit. Going for boost is too passive. Not too passive necessarily. It's just if it goes wrong, it's too much of a like you're in a 1v2. And like you can't. It's so hard to recover from.
What do they mean going for boost?
Do
they mean just like not cheating and going for back left?
Yeah, in solo queue.
Oh God, don't do that, right?
Exactly.
So like, let's say for example, the ball just kills, which is most likely like the outcome, right? So the idea behind the cheat is that if this ball goes against that wall, so it does that, or okay, wow, Beans, wow. So the ball does this, right? The idea with the cheat is that you're here to follow up on this and set up a play. So you can get a free shot. You can get, like, let's say it kind of ricochets off the wall, right? Boom, haha. And then it comes out, let it come out. And you can just take control, right? So there's like 8 different ideas, right? If the guy if there's not a guy here to affect you, to pressure you when you're catching this ball, you just get a free ball, right? But if there's a guy there off the cheat, you have to fight him for that ball off cheat. You're not just getting the possession for free. So that's the idea: is you want to cheat like always, so you're affecting that play, unless you're calling for back, left, or right, right?
Again, it doesn't make going for boost bad. You just have to do it in a specific way.
Yeah.
And be coordinated with your teammate, and you both know you're going for boost, and to make the most of that option. But, okay. So, how to speed flip? All you're doing is diagonal flipping and canceling it immediately. This is one of the things you have to just learn to do and just brute force practice it until you get it right. Usually once you hit your first boost pad, like small pad, you want to start doing the flip. And then if you do it right, you'll land right before you hit the ball. right? And from there, as soon as you land, you look up, where is the opponent? What are they trying to do? And then you decide what you want to do to counter it. Does that make sense?
So like kick off. And then you can save sometimes. On these, you can't really save. Kind of just have to go.
On corners, you don't save a lot. I usually save about 12 on the vertical. But let's talk about the specific when it comes to 50ing on kickoff. The most basic way I can put this is, depending on your goal, watch what the opponent is doing. The ball is like water. It will always follow the path of least resistance. So if you're trying to lose it left, you want to see where your opponent's going and get on the right side of the ball compared to where they are. Right? If you're winning it, you want to hit it into them and try to hit it to the same side they're hitting it to. Right? Find that.
Oh, we're getting into the meat. Yeah, let's get into the meat. Let's get into the meat. Sorry, I zoned. All right, let's get into the meat. Okay, this is what everybody wants to see. They want to see how to actually win the fucking kickoff. So let me just go like pull up a random like ones replay or something, right? And I'll just talk about why you're winning the kickoff and why you're losing the kickoff. Right. So let's actually see who wins the kickoff first. So I'm pretty sure it's him. Yeah. So okay, let's talk about why he won this kickoff. So when I'm flipping on this ball, let me pull up my epic. Okay, so the reason this kickoff I'm losing, okay, there we go. Pull this up, is because I'm coming in here, right? And then I'm flipping this way. This is just a relatively safe kickoff for me, right? I'm not doing anything special. This is like the second kickoff of the game. I'm up a goal. I'm not going for like a fake or anything, like a delay. I'm just going into it and then flipping the other way. So the idea is that I cover like this much of the ball pretty much, right? I'm covering this with my car. So when I push up and then I flip this way, I'm covering that ball. So I'm getting a lot of like contact on the ball, right? The reason I don't want to go too outside is because then I'll just get crushed if this guy goes this way, right? So that, well, I don't really want to get into that part yet, but basically I'm coming here, like getting my car, and then I'm flipping this way so that I cover this space on the ball, and it gives me a good 50 because I'm covering. Now the reason this guy wins this specific kickoff is because he got more to the left, just slightly. He covered my kickoff just slightly more. So ready? So see how he's kind of going in the same spot I am? We're damn near about even. Okay, we're damn near about even.
He just covered a fraction more of space on the ball.
Man, we're damn near about even. But so because we're so even, that's why the ball kind of kills in the same way, right? The idea, I guess it's really whoever gets that pad, but yeah, we were damn near about even on that. But so since we're both flipping in the same direction, and trying to push the ball that way, it's gonna go to the right, obviously, because we're both pushing it this way. Whoever wins this pad pretty much won this interaction, and he won that pad, so he gets it. But either one of us could have won this play. I could have ended up bumping him and getting that boost. I could have, you know what I mean? But I ended up losing the kickoff, right? So because we flipped the same way, the ball goes to the right. Now, if let's say, for example, I'm flipping where I'm flipping, right? And then let's say that he flips the other way. So let's say instead of him being like in this position and flipping this way, that he's in this position and he flips this way. So the ball would just straight up kill mid. So maybe it comes slightly more towards my side, maybe it comes slightly more towards his side, but the ball's gonna straight up kill. It's gonna dead ball. And this is when you get those situations where you have to sit there and it's like, okay, do I want to just dive instantly? Do I want to fake it? Do I want to take a low 50, right? But we're not really going to go over that. That's what happens when you come in and flip this way, and then the opponent comes in and flips this way. The ball kills. It's a dead ball. Now it'll slightly go to somebody else's side depending on like the angles and whoever's more towards like the outside, right? So let's say this guy's a little more towards the middle and he flips this way. That's bad because if I flip this way and I cover more of the ball than him, I'm just going to crush him on that kickoff. Now, vice versa, if he comes on this side of the ball and he flips right, and I come and then I flip right, he's gonna crush me because I'm 50ing it into his car. So he's covering more of this angle. And I'm coming in and 50ing it at this angle. So I'm hitting it into him. So does that make sense? How do you adapt based on the opponent? So that's the thing, right? It's a very like split second reaction thing, right? The only thing you can really like do as you're doing the kickoff to like make that decision is on which side you flip, right? So if I go right here, and then I can see as I'm kind of coming up to the kickoff, like his like kind of based on his nameplate, I can kind of see where his position is. So for my perspective right now, it looks like he's a little more on the right side of the ball, right? So, he's a little more to my right. So I can decide to either flip into the right and we just kind of have like an even kickoff, or if I flip to the left here, because I'm so far on the left side of the ball already, I'm barely going to be 50ing it, right? Let me pull up my pen. If I come up here, wow. All right, if I come up here and then I'm on this side of the ball and then I flip this way and he flips this way, because he's more centered, he's going to crush me, right? Because he's covering more of the ball. Now, if you come up a little more middle or a little more to the right, and then I flip right because he's on the right side, I'll cover his 50. Now, to adapt based on him, you just have to see, you kind of just get like a read on like where his car kind of is as you're going. So the main thing is that you're not really paying attention to your kickoff in the sense of you're doing your kickoff properly, but we're doing it to the point where, okay, we know how to kick off. We have the movement down. I don't have to sit there and pay attention to the kickoff in the pads. I can look at my opponent.
It's like
right?
when you learn how to flip reset. Once you learn how to flip reset, you're not focusing on flip resetting. You're focusing on who you need to get over next, right?
Right, exactly. So when I'm doing this kickoff, I'm looking at where his car is, like right about here. I'm looking at where his car is and how he's doing it, and that's going to give me the decision on how I flip into it to counter him, right?
Exactly. Next question was momentum. Opponent is hitting the ball first. Doesn't that do anything letting him win the kickoff? That actually depends on the kickoff a lot. So depending on how much faster they are than you, they could just hard win it based on that. But if you time it correctly, you can delay it, or they hit it into you, and you flip later than they do, so you have more animation frames on the ball, so you get more surface area on the ball, so you could win it that way. It's kind of hard to time, but it's a way you could do it.
Okay, so opponent is hitting ball first. Like Othos said, if you're just that much slower, you're gonna get dunked, okay? But if it's like a very slight difference, and I'm talking like 2 speed flips, one person's got to be faster, right? That really doesn't make that big of a difference. Excuse me. So if you're doing the kickoff and you're just a bit slower, you're not really gonna get dunked that hard. He might have like a slightly better 50, but the most important thing on kickoff is that you're getting that position down. So if let's say this guy's kickoff is just perfect, but he comes at this ball and he comes like this, and then he flips right, okay, and he's got a perfect kickoff, he's got a perfect speed flip, everything perfect, right? But I come in and from this perspective, right, I get a little more towards the side he's trying to flip on, and then I flip the same way. I'm gonna win that kickoff every single time because he's hitting it into me. He's pushing the ball into me, and I'm covering more of the area he's trying to push into me. So I win the kickoff. It comes to me. He's faster, sure, but he's pushing it into me. So I'm winning it. Does that make sense?
There are ways to be slower and still like have them hit it into you, and you still win the kickoff.
If you're just that much slower, you're getting crushed. And that's just what it is. You're getting crushed.
Difference. It will make a big difference again if you're that much slower. But if it's mostly even, or you know how to use your speed and momentum to have them hit it into you, which again is more of a experience thing and just doing it a bunch, it won't make that much of a difference.
You said we should look at them before making our decision. If you're Okay. Yeah. Just pay attention to where they're going. Also, do I let go of accelerate when I'm at the last pad? No. If I'm doing like the thing you told me, Curtis, the single jump kickoff, yeah, I let go of it. But if I'm doing a normal kickoff, no, I don't let go of accelerate. Now maybe it depends on where the 50 goes, but I mostly try to keep my speed the entire time. I don't really want to let go of accelerate. Also, where do you jump before you flip?
Around the first boost pad you pick up.
Okay, so if I'm doing it, I was running through them earlier. I didn't like say like do it like this, but I was running through them earlier, just how I do them.
Or do
Pretty
you
much
mean
I just
before you flip into the ball? Oh, okay, yeah, when you flip into the
Oh,
ball.
he means when he flips into the ball? Okay.
Another thing that can depend on what you're trying to do. Right?
So right about there.
Trying to lose it, you don't flip to like the very last second because you're trying to lose it into that corner, right? So you can direct it where you want it to go. Normally, almost as soon as you land, yeah. Sometimes wait a little longer if you're trying to do something specific.
It depends, right? So if we're just talking normal base speed flip kickoff, you want to just like be centered. It doesn't matter when you jump as much as the 50 you're getting on the ball, right? And if I'm coming in and I'm coming into this 50, right? I just need to make sure I'm in the center of the ball and getting a good little bit of what's it called? I'm getting good surface area of my car onto ball, right? This aspect is more important than the timing that you jump. How you 50 it and put your car is more important than when you're jumping. You jump, but as long as you're able to flip into it and do that flip and time that to where you're at the ball, you're not like an hour late or an hour early, you're fine. You know what I mean? Like don't come in and jump don't like come in and then jump like this. You know what I mean? Come in and then
make sure you're just getting the center.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now, how long?
Just get there.
Again, is it also a very good and nuanced question. So, it depends. Sometimes you want to do it instantly if you're just beating them or trying to get a specific like direction of the ball to go. But if you delay it sometime until like if you jump up, touch the ball, and then start flipping, your animation will last longer and can sometimes use that edge over your opponent to let you win the kickoff.
It matters more on how like which direction you're flipping and where your opponent's flipping than if you wait a second to flip. Like, yeah, it might help a little, but it's a lot like more risky in the sense of like, are you going to be able to consistently wait and delay that to where the guy's hitting it into you and then you're flipping into it? Like, I mean, I wouldn't really risk that as much. I would just do the kickoff and time like that position, right? I think that's way more important.
Now, how do I dot my teammate up, back, left, right on kickoff? Easy. If your teammate's going back left, get on the right side of the ball. If your teammate's going back right, go on the left side of the ball. And make sure you let them hit it into you.
So, like, see how he gets to the right of it and then lets the guy hit it into him and pushes it. He angles his car so that it pushes into the corner. That's what you're trying to go for.
You're fine. Good question. One more time.
Sure. Yeah. See how he's like on the side of it? He's not flipping into it. He's not getting on like this end and then flipping like that way. He's letting the person hit it into his car and pushing it into the corner with his car.
Yeah, I'm just acting as a ramp for the ball towards my team.
Literally.
Bonnet. So surface area is important. Shouldn't we use the car with the most surface area?
I mean, I guess.
I mean, I don't think it'll make that big of a difference. It's mostly.
I don't know. I don't like the Merc. Fuck that Merc. Surface area is definitely important, but I don't think the Merc's that important. The biggest improvement for me was just sticking to side flips. So many more favorable outcomes, even being slower to the ball. I mean, yeah. So with the side flip, you're coming into the ball and then you're flipping away to. So when you're side flipping, right? You want to start at either the left side of the ball and flip into the right of it, or you want to start at the right side and flip into the left of it. That's just for basic kickoffs. Once you start getting to where you're advanced and you can sit there and read somebody's like direction they're gonna flip, that's when you can start going into like the middle of the ball and then flipping to the right to cover their side that they're trying to push it to, if that makes sense.
Or even start winning it to a specific side of the ball, right, for your teammate.
Exactly. Same idea, yeah.
This is
My
your
pizza
question.
arrived.
In
Good luck.
ones
Thank you.
on the diagonal kickoff, when you notice they're faking and getting back boost, what's the counter / best option?
When you notice they are faking, you can do now. What do you mean faking? Because there's two different ways. Are they doing a half flip? Because if they're doing a half flip, you have to go all the way around the ball and hit it back into your corner. If they're just doing a fake, you can stop, slow down, and control it into a to control play. Yeah, and if they're like faking it the right way, you should not be able to read their fake, right? And you could read it probably last second, and if you can read it last second, just chip it hard at their wall. That way they can't instantly get control. You have time to get boost and pressure them instead of them just getting the ball with like a free bounce up in their corner where you don't really want to challenge, right? That'd be like a good idea for it.
Good question. We covered winning, losing it, when and why, how to do that, what to do when you do that, and when it goes right. Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
Unless there are any other questions. Workshop maps for kickoffs, not useful. All good. And again, if anyone has any questions, or you're blanking right now, come up with one later, feel free to ask us. Outside of this, you see us around. Struggle with the angle adjustment on straight kickoffs. So biggest thing I can give you on that is just try to stay in the center of the ball. Like try to stay as center as possible, like straight at it. Best way to practice kickoff range ones. So when people in the right spot, you just have to practice your speed, your cancel. Then it's probably your cancel that's too slow, so it's messing up your angle. So focus on like getting your cancel timing correctly. Best way to practice kickoffs is just do them in any game mode. Doesn't matter. Ones, twos, or threes, because there's stuff you can do in each one. Right. Ones is gonna be like focusing on where you want it to go. Twos is gonna be focusing on pressing the advantage from it, right? Because you can lose it back left, back right. Focusing on the possession side of it more. And threes is gonna be more of covering most area with your kickoffs. So using any game mode to practice kickoffs is fine because you're practicing different things in all of them. If they're faking the kickoff, why go to their net? They'll 100 boost, and you say if they're going to give us a free counter, I'll take the mid boost having the ball. Also, being opponent on net. That's also a fine idea, but if you have zero, if you fake it, right, they'll have 100 boost. You'll have 0, and sometimes you don't have time to react. Like if they're a good player and they're faking the ball, you won't have time to read the fake. So the best thing you can do if you read it last second is chip it away because you won't have time to stop and then move it to the mid boost before they challenge you with 100 boost and you have 0. You kind of put yourself in a bad spot. If you can read it way before, then yeah, 100% like go for a dribble play on the net or take it to the mid boost and go for a play, right? Do that if you want, if you can read it like ahead of time. But once if it's the last second, you can't. Best things chip it at their net, then go get boost and call possession a loss. I'm gonna go ahead and end it off there. Thanks for everyone for coming out. I really appreciate all of you. Make sure we sign up for the league. That's sign-ups dropping on Monday. Get hype about it. Gonna be amazing, bigger and better. Peace out, guys.